Hello, and thank you for joining me again. I'm Athena, and this is 30 Days on Womanhood. Thank you for being here with me again. I'm always grateful for every single viewer, for every single time that these videos are being viewed, because I hope to only help and be of confirmation to what is what womanhood feels like, and hopefully confirm some of these different thoughts that all of us women have, and um, remind each other that we're all here for each other and we all love each other and we're all beautiful and powerful and needed and necessary. So, with that being said, today is day 27, and I want to talk about normality. So, today's word is normality, and it's basically talking about what is normal to us. What is our normality? So, some things that are normal to some people are absolutely completely unheard of from another, or something that may seem like extreme to one family obviously may not feel like one to another. So something that I've experienced throughout life is that everyone has such a different experience in life. So because of that, normality is different to everyone. It's like basically someone's perception or someone's opinion or someone's outlook. And so it's something that I have taken on to understand in a very deep, powerful way how everyone thinks so very differently. But it doesn't mean that we are so very different. It just means that we see things differently. So because we see things differently, that can be a benefit to each other, or it can be something that gets in the way of building life together. So that's just kind of the way that it is. So, in my perspective, from what I see in real life, from what I see from my friends and family, the way that people deal with each other in films and TV is just, you know, agenda was one of the words that I used previously, and it's kind of like everyone's going to have different agendas. So, we are either in each other's way, or we're either benefiting from a relationship with someone, whether that's emotional, financial, or whatever that may be, right? So, I guess where I'm like, where should I start? I'm already 3 minutes in. I'm like, where should I start? Oh my goodness. So, normality. This is such an an such an interesting topic, because the thing is accepting each other is really a powerful path, and that's a path that I like to respect, and one that I respond to very well when that's given as well. Because since we're all so different, we all have so many different ways of expressing ourselves and how we were taught to, and the habits that we formed, the habits that were our parents and the people that we were around. We all created these habits and practiced these ways of being. And so though that is what makes something normal to us, is experiencing it and having a certain amount of time of that habit. And that is what becomes normal to us, which is why sometimes when people are in abusive situations, that type of behavior becomes normal to them, because they are used to it, as far as it has happened so many times and it has happened for a certain amount of time. So, um, you know, the way that some people grew up would be so different than others, because for some that's normal, for others that's not normal. So it just depends on what we decide to choose eventually, which is where I'm trying to get this conversation to, because I'm giving reasons of why things are different for each other, and that we all have different normal, what is normalized to us. My point is, I am enjoying the fact that I hello, one second. Need some water. Yeah, that was crazy. So, I am enjoying my path on being able to explore what is normalized for me, because I feel like I've lived, you know, a good enough time. I mean, everyone's lived a good enough time. What am I saying here? I feel that the experiences that I have had, um, I feel like they're wide ranged. And with that, I also feel like I had the pleasure of meeting so many different people. And because of that, um, my normality palette begin to open. And so some things that are more, I but I also think that that was just along in my personality, is having like an open mind about things. So since I had an open mind about things, I was open to so many different people and their culture and experiences, and that gave me so much scientific mental proof of of the way that people respond to each other and how they respond to each other, and why things are normalized in, different cultures, and, you know, just how people respond to Americans and how people respond to other cultures here in America, just the way that things are portrayed on television. It's just something that, as a woman, I mean, even gender, behavior in movies and in real life, and the way things have evolved for women just over the last 100 years, just talking about women, if no less anything deeper than that. So, you know, um, there were things that was so awful that was normalized that we can't even imagine, like drinking different water fountains. Like, can you imagine? Because I am 33 years old, and I genuinely cannot imagine somebody telling me that I cannot drink from a certain water fountain. So just the fact that things become different so quickly and so drastically can be so powerful. And I think if we all learn how to use that properly, it's on another level. It's on another level powerful. And that's, I feel like, what so many of the greats have taught us. So many people that are successful teach us, is that, those powerful lessons. So we're learning, those we're just learning that things can always improve, go a step further. That's what I'm trying to say, that the greats teach us, is that things can be broken, records can be broken, things can change. You know, there's just a lot of power in knowing your power. Yeah, and knowing what you are accepting and allowing in your life, what you're allowing to become normalized, is something that I have learned is so important to me, because it's just what I accept and allow in my life and in my space. It's everything to me. now. I mean, it didn't always used to be like that. I say that I'm open. I did have a much more open mind about raw more raw experiences. Now I'm more strategic about my experiences, but they're still very open minded. I still have a very open minded energy, but I'm just more cautious now of um, when I choose to open that door versus it being raw experiences all the time. I feel like that's how I was when I first got to New York. I was just so open about like, oh, I want to meet new people always. And that was such an amazing stage in my life. But, now I feel like, I just feel like as I got older, I was able to um, I feel like dissect and allow things to flow in and out and allow people to flow in and out. And um, sometimes you see other people's true colors, and sometimes you see your true colors. And that's a beautiful lesson that I am honored to appreciate, honestly, because nobody can get it right always. And I think the greatest thing that I like to normalize is that greatness comes in time and it comes with choices and decisions. And a lot of times in life, these choices and decisions are made for us, and what is proper and what's not, and how we should be and how we should not. And it takes a while for us, I think, to find the version that we choose to be. And I would love to hear about how other people got to where they are right now, and um, how these these topics affect you guys. Like, I am genuinely curious to know. Um, yeah, they're. I think those are the main things that I wanted to hit about normality and what we normalize in our private lives, in our work, in our relationships, in our romantic relationships, in our family, all of that. Not to get, I always try to gauge how far I can go, but even in like raising children, there's this amazing thing where, we set guidelines for children because we don't want them to hurt ourselves. So we buy gates to protect them from going in an area where they can cause harm to themselves, right? So, you know, I think that never stops in life, is that we always have to give ourselves boundaries to protect ourselves, but give ourselves the freedom within that boundary to explore. Um, and those boundaries can widen and those boundaries can close at certain times, and that's fine. But I just think that it's so important for us as um, we adult ourselves. This is something that's important to me. It's become something that's important to me as I adult myself. What I normalize in my everyday life. I mean, even something seriously as something as drinking. I have to make sure that what I like, what I how much I intake is important to me as to how much is normalized. I could not get that sentence out. That was seriously difficult. It was literally like zzz, blank. But how much I drink, what I normalize, like how much I write. I normalize if I do that every day, how much I work out, how I eat, the type of people that I have around me. It's important to me how I normalize my life and my day now. When, I'm just telling you guys, there's always going to be a time where we didn't do that. And the thing is I appreciate the responsibility of what to do with my day. And I think it's a special gift that we have of, this thing called time. And, I just appreciate the responsibility of what I get to choose to do for my day, or, for the next hour, or for the next week, or for the next 2 weeks, or for the next year. I think it's a privilege to be able to to choose what I can do with my day and my life. And that's what I like to normalize. And I would love to hear about what you guys, the things that you know, that you do normalize that's good for you, what you want to normalize. I think I like, is one of my manifesting tools is what I like to think is normal. And that's what will manifest for me. That's what will come about, because that's what I have my thoughts on. And, what you bring your attention to comes to you. So I like to keep my mind on powerful thoughts that make me feel secure and safe, and make me feel, remind me that I'm a powerful woman. And that's what I want to be here for, to help remind us all, because I'm reminding myself as I'm saying all of these things, is that we are all so powerful. We are all so amazing. And, even if no one believes in you, you have to do it, because if you've been called to do something, then you're doing it for a reason. And hold on to it and stay strong, and know how much of a blessing you are, because that's what we are here for, is to bless each other. And once we get in a powerful mind state for ourselves, it spreads like wildfire, like a wildfire. It really does, because energy is powerful. So, blessings beyond measure. We are amazing. I appreciate you every moment, every day, whether you watch this now or later, or even if you don't finish it. I appreciate everyone so much. Thank you. Blessings to you. Blessings to your family. Namaste, and blessings to us all. Period.